Let's look at how do you price your product when you go out to sell it. Some people I have spoken to, they say that they look at their competitors and price their products accordingly. Some other people say that whatever is their product cost, they just double it and sell it at that price. Some people do some calculations, and yet most of the people I heard from that they are not making profits in spite of having good sale. Hi, my name is Rakesh Kakkar, and with over 40 years of hands-on experience, I help fashion brands make their business profitable by saving their time and money. How do we do that? Well, let's look at this aspect of pricing your product. So when you are going to price something, first you need to look at what are the actual costs. And all the costs are in numbers. There is no assumption. Numbers mean the money going out of your pocket. And it's simple mathematics. If the numbers don't add up and leave you margin for a markup, of course you will not have profit. So there are two kinds of direct costs or expenses. One is direct and one is indirect. Now first look at the whole process. You start to make your mood board. You do the research in fashion forecast. What are the latest fabrics that are doing well? What's market doing? You go for your research work, then you develop your product line, you do sketching and everything. Now you think there is no money being spent in this whole process? Of course. There is a cost of living you are paying. Your rent, electricity, water, travel, your internet expenses, everything is there. But are you accounting for that? Have you made out an average that in 1 month, how much money on this account is being spent so that you can finally add that up as a cost to your product? Most of the people don't do it. Well, next comes making the tech pack. You pay money for making the tech packs which are factory ready, and yet you don't consider it to be the direct cost. And most people don't take that into costing. Well, it is a real cost, money going from your pocket. Then you do research work to find out right factory, right fabric source, and people who will make your samples as well as will be ready to do your production. That again takes some time. Now when I'm talking about investment of your time, at least you need to consider that if you are working somewhere, how much money you need to make just to keep up to your living. Just the simple thought that you are the one who's running the business and all the money that is left is going to be your profit. It's a fancy notion. There is no reality to it. The reality is the calculation, the numbers. Get down to the numbers. And then comes the sampling cost. You do the sample development. You pay direct to the factory for the sample development cost. You do. But you don't include that it costs you something to get your sample back from the factory. It costs you something extra to get more iterations of your samples done, the corrections done. Are you taking all those numbers in your calculations? Most people don't. Then comes the production time. You place order with the factory at X price. Clear that that's what you are going to pay to the factory, right? And yet at times factory comes back that there have been rejections and they are charging you for rejections. There comes a time when there are delays, you are losing out on your sales time and there is no calculation you have in your costing. There is transportation. If you are importing, then you are paying custom duty. You are paying to the custom agent. You are paying the transportation from the port to your warehouse. All those are money numbers. Are you including those in your costing? Very simple question. If you are not, start to do that, because that all includes as a direct cost of the product coming to you. Now, as the product is getting manufactured and ready to come to you, you are also doing the marketing. Are you calculating the cost of marketing as a direct cost to the product? How much money you are spending on internet, on the platforms where you are running the ads, on influencers, on going to the shows, on traveling to clients, meeting the clients. All those expenses, they are still part of the cost. If you are not averaging it out and taking into consideration, where do you think money is going to come from? Your pocket only. That's where your profit is bleeding. And once the product is with you, you begin to get orders. You are going to repackage your product with maybe fancy packaging, maybe simple packaging, maybe with a note, some card, or whatever, for the promotion's sake. And then reaching it to your client. It costs. Are you taking that into your calculation? It's all numbers and adds up to simple math. Now, another area where most of the people don't even want to look at, and I'm not saying that that is going to happen, but still, as a business viability, you must include those factors, and those two factors are returns. Not because your product is bad, but maybe the customer didn't like something about your product and they will return it to you. So add some percentage for returns, and also add some percentage for unsold inventory. If you sell 100%, all the best to you. But as a business calculation, keep some percentage for unsold inventory. Now, when you look at all these numbers and put them together, you will come to some figure. Now, apart from these figures, there are certain expenses which are not visible. The amount you pay to the credit card company for bringing your payments, amount you pay to the bank for taking care of your incoming payments, their expenses, those are also real numbers. You just thinking that, oh, if I do multiple time of the cost I am paying to the factory, it is going to work out. No, it will not work out. Each and every number has got to be calculated and put together and summed it up, so that you have a real cost of your product. And then you can look at the markup and what's the price you should be selling. Now, sometimes you may feel overwhelmed that this cost becomes too much and not competitive in the market. Now, how to deal with that? We will deal with that in the next video. And also, in another video, we are going to deal with, you got to average out that what is the amount of product you are able to sell in a month's time, and how much of the indirect expenses need to be spread over that. You will find that the actual cost becomes much more than the price that you are selling at. So even though you are selling, you are already losing money. How to deal with that? We'll work in one of the next videos. So stay around. If you like this conversation, like it, share it, subscribe it, and if you have any question, write to me and I'll get back to you. See you in the next video.